Hey guys, welcome to the final part of our deck building process. In this video we're going to show you 10 duels after making my deck. So the first few duels are pretty standard. We are currently in silver rank, so we're not really going to see a lot of amazing gameplay here. It's just going to be me testing my current deck and then just, seeing how it works, seeing how the hand works. I get to experiment a little bit more differently than I would otherwise. But you're going to see the standard combos here. You got Teller, Take, Damage, Destroy. I'm trying a little different tactics to basically get the same exact result. But, I mean, don't really expect too much of a difference here. So far I think summoning the Armageddons, specifically Bright and Dark Armageddon, is the best way to go. And we get our first render of the game. Sorry guy. This is our second duel. Not a bad opening hand. They go first. I got Chaos Hunter in this version. And it actually ends up being a self-destruct deck. I think that maybe the AI or bot or whatever had a deck that was maybe limited or something like that messed it up, so they had to go to the next deck. Or maybe someone turned on this account again and just to see what deck destruction does and maybe help other players out to get out of this elo quicker. But whatever the case, we ended up beating it. I mean, there's nothing special about deck destructions. I heard in the Discord that some people are seeing a lot more deck destructions even in gold or platinum. If that's the case, let me know. I figured since it might be a bot, I can just go ahead and go off. And if it's not a bot, then they'll end up surrendering. And of course, they end up surrendering. So it wasn't a bot, it was an actual person. That is the biggest plot twist since M. Night Shyamalan's, well, insert any part movie that he made. So this should pretty much sum up why I ended up summoning level 6 Caesar first. I just wanted to try something slightly different. I get to go this route and then I can just kind of pop off here. I made the mistake, however, when I was trying something different. I got that instead, and that means I can't really do much. So I ended up going for Beowulf and then summoning out that Griffin. I get that, and then I can just use Beowulf as an overlay. So I can get at least 2 other monsters and I prevent 2 other summons, and they didn't draw the out. Taking a quick look at their deck, I wanted to see what they were, and they are a Dark Magician deck. They didn't have any hand traps or anything that could really help them out. I mean, we are in silver rank. What can we expect? Since I got DD Dog in the hand, I figured I might as well go for that combo, as I did before. Go for Machinex. I couldn't go for the full combo, so I figured I might as well just summon Dog in defense mode and see what happens. Alright, rambling aside, let's move on to the Master Duel deck. What did they have? Oh, actually, so I ended up losing one duel against Trickstar Sprite. What ended up happening, I couldn't get the replay, I'm so sorry about that, but pretty much I ended up losing 2 Raigeki of all cards. I summoned Bright Armageddon, and I managed to get Purple Armageddon because they had they had annoying monsters on the field and I just wanted to pop off. But then on their turn they ended up using Raigeki on me, and that pretty much sunk the game out for me. it was pretty solid. I didn't get their hand traps bothering me during my round, but unfortunately I lost for something I didn't expect. So for this duel, I was actually at the mercy of Ash Blossom and Maxi in the hand, so that's the reason why I ended up playing Copernicus first. When you're playing in Master Duel, any duel, really try and bait out the Ash, because you never know. So that's why I summoned Cup first instead of going for Gate first. That way I can pop off, but again, they have the Maxi. So I can't really do much. I don't want them to overdraw, especially since I have 2 impermanents. So all I could do was just go ahead and summon Gilgamesh and then leave it on the field and see what happens. I don't know what they have. Maybe they'll deal 7,000 damage, and that's the reason why I ended up using King Rage as my 0 scale. And what are they using? They're using Sword Soul Despia, Tenyi, something along the lines. And using King Rage as a scale ended up working out nicely, because now I don't take the 1200 damage. They go for that, summon that, impermanence. And now let's see if they actually take the bait for impermanence, but I don't think they will, based on the duel. So he fuses that, and he's going to, I figured he was going to go for a Barone, and of course they did. So in this situation, they would end up popping my face down card. I activated it just to see if they would, like, you know, like a quick trigger, but they didn't, which either way, it works out for me because now they're negated, which means that when they destroy my Gilgamesh, they're not going to be able to negate it, to negate it. So they're probably going to remember that, you know, they're negated with impermanence. I activate the effect. They don't trigger Barone because they're smart. This is actually a next rank duel, so it makes sense that my tougher duels in silver or gold are going to be against people who are also climbing. Don't take damage. And now here's where I can pop off for an OTK. They go in for that. I want to bait out the Barone, so I go in for Called by the Grave. I don't really need Gate to do anything for me because I got Kepler in the hand, and I got another Copernicus in the extra deck that I can Pendulum summon. So thankfully they negated it. They thought I was going to need it, but I don't really need it because I have everything that I need in my hand. Pendulum, Shokan, Savant Kepler, Cop. I figured for an OTK, I'm terrible at math, but at least I know basic arithmetic that I can send out Laplace to the graveyard. Take Dark Contract, Fusion Summon into purple Armageddon, so I can pop off the Barone, deal 1500 damage, and then Link Summon Gilgamesh with these 2. And then, in case I couldn't OTK the person, I can just go ahead and summon Deus Machinex with Gilgamesh, and that barely gives me enough damage to win the game. Guys, order is very important, so keep that in mind, especially when you have 2 cards in your hand that you can combo off with. Bait out the Ash and the Maxi if you can, which you normally will be able to. So, quickly looking at this person's deck, pretty straightforward. They had a lot of hand traps, which, you know, of course they're going to have. No Raigeki in this one. But they did have a Royal Finish Tenyi. I'm taking screenshots from my records so I can have like a folder of all Royal Prismatic cards. So keep that in mind if you see a little flash of screenshots. So in this duel, there really isn't anything else to say about it. Hand is pretty solid. All these 10 duels, I had very solid hands. Even in the duel against the Sprite live twin deck, I had a perfectly good hand. I just did not expect Raigeki, and honestly, it's those tech cards that are going to be the biggest problem that you're never going to be able to fully prepare for. I mean, according to Master Duel, meta Raigeki is not really used in a lot of top tier 1, 2 or decks. It's really used in the lower elos, which makes sense. I mean, I'm in silver, so of course they're going to try using things like Raigeki to run over your monsters. So I should have expected that, or rather, there's no way for me to expect that. So, you know, what can you do? I lost. I had a pretty solid field, but Raigeki, that's my fault for not following my own advice and summoning Dark Armageddon. I didn't want to overextend in the fear that they had Nibiru in the hand, because the person had a lot of hand traps as well that I didn't run into, but I saw the deck. We saw the deck. But unfortunately didn't have Nibiru. So this person ended up forfeiting before I can try out different things. They ended up being Blue Eyes player. They had a nice royal finish, Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, so screenshot it. And it's not a very good deck. I mean, that's what you get in silver. So next is actually a deck where I got very lucky going first. You're not going to know off me going first, but this is a Labyrinth deck. They didn't draw the hand traps, they didn't draw anything really that they could use against me. So I was able to pop off. You guys have all seen this combo before, nothing crazy. Actually, it's combos like this for my triple Doom Kings that I ended up looking at Darkness Necrophy or whatever it's called, the one that I showed in the last video as a potential tech card. It's pretty solid if you end up drawing it opening hand or maybe drawing it mid or even late game. Activate the effect, return ideally your extra deck cards that have been banished due to, you know, this crazy combo, or any really DDD combo if you think about it. And now you have extra deck cards and you can just pop off, hopefully. You can throw them back in Gilgamesh, and they ended up, you know, forfeiting after seeing the triples. And the triples are actually really amazing. Specifically, Bright Armageddon, they were Labyrinth, and all their Labyrinth cards, except there's that Raigeki, all their cards target. So, I mean, they can't do much. I mean, the Eradicator virus would have been a problem. Dimensional Barrier is a huge problem. It prevents us from activating our effects, and they just loop it, and all they have to do is just choose Pendulum. Here is another deck. I activate Swirl Slime, and like I want every duel to be, they forfeit immediately because they know better. So that was 10 duels, and I actually needed one more duel to go into gold rank, so I figured I might as well show this 11th duel as well. This person was also up for gold rank, which was kind of nice, and of course it's a Sword Soul Tenyu user, which makes sense. In this elo, we're gonna see these guys. So they pop off, and I think they misplayed, or maybe they might be new to the deck, because from what you see here, they're going to summon this person here, Shaman, which it's effective. You guys don't know, pretty much they can't activate any effects from the extra deck outside of Tenyu monsters, so they kind of locked themselves here. They summoned this guy's supposed to search, but they couldn't search for the effect, so they kind of got stuck. As for me, I ended up having a pretty decent hand. I don't need to use pre-erase maps, I'm just going to go off here. You can activate it to negate it, which is fine. I wanted to bait that guy off. Activate this. I was trying to bait the Ash Blossom like I mentioned before. They didn't have Ash, they used the monster effect to negate Cop, which is great. And I can summon this to pretty much counter the back row. It's probably, it was definitely that Sword Soul trap card that pretty much acts as an Icarus attack. So I do this. The reason why I summoned Laplace is not to run the monster over and deal 2800 damage. I pretty much just ended up using it as fodder for Deus Machinex. So I go here, Doom King, use the effect, get rid of the 3 monsters, And then I can summon Doom King. I can summon Deviser King and then attack for game. And that was that. Made it into gold. The only duel I lost was against the unexpected Sprite Geki deck, which was fine. Here's their deck. It's pretty standard. They had the hand traps, of course. They had no Raigeki. They had this royal finish, so I'm going to take it. And there's the deck. Pretty straightforward. I don't know why people don't run more than one Nibiru if you're going to run it. I guess they expect to get it out of Max C. But yeah, I made it into Season 15. I'm going to show you the deck after I got to gold. It didn't change that much. I ended up taking out the Chaos Hunter because in the lower elos you don't really need it. You're not going to see a lot of runic duels from basically my experience that I saw. I changed the deck midway, so that's why we have version 1.1. Nothing really different about the deck. I'm going to take out that. I'm going to throw in another level 6 Gengish. I'm going to change the name of the deck a little bit. Since we're in Season 15, the deck technically should be version 15.2 at this point, just for the season number. And we're saved. I actually ended up updating the deck one more time after this. I didn't end up dueling because I didn't need 2 dogs in the deck, especially now that I have a second Gengish. So I threw in the Cursed Necrofear for the effect. Reshuffle 3 Fiend type monsters back into the deck, meaning the extra deck monsters go back into the extra deck that I banished for the big combos for the Doom King Armageddons. And it pretty much cycles itself, which is pretty great. We have pendulums on the field. We have Dark Contracts, so it's going to use its other effect nicely. I ended up getting a second royal finish Gengish, which is nice. I rolled for 3, and then of course I got that. And now I guess I might as well get another Gilgamesh. But anyway, that's really it. Don't take it too hard that the deck is super amazing right now because that was silver. If you guys want to see me do the same thing to get to gold, to get to platinum, let me know. If you guys just one random video, so you guys actually want to see me and the process, like pretty much do all the duels and then until I get to platinum, and then do the same thing for diamond. If you guys want that, let me know in the comments below. If you guys prefer just standard replays, and then like you maybe even give a summary of the number of duels versus wins versus loss ratio to get to diamond, to get to platinum in this case. Let me know. Whatever format works best for you guys, let me know and I'll definitely do that. If you guys want another explainer video for whenever I update my decks to like version 15.4 at this point, also let me know below. Whatever works. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.